Jwhackers, Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. For today's video, we are going to be doing a couple of things. We are going to track all of my expenses for the week of May 21st through the 27th, which is the last week of my May budget. So I'm gonna write down everything I spent. We're gonna use the information I write down on my expense tracker here to check in with my monthly budget. And then we are going to go ahead and close out my monthly budget because starting Tuesday, May, what's the date? There we go. Starting Tuesday, May 28th, that's gonna begin my June budget. So lots of stuff to get through. I can tell you that this expense tracker that I fill out with you today is going to be very deceptive because there's not a lot of transactions I need to write down, but we did spend a ton of money this past week. It just didn't come out of my monthly budget. It came out of my sinking funds and my savings. We had Memorial Day weekend this past week. My youngest son played in a soccer tournament and he actually ended up winning that soccer tournament, which was really exciting. But the point I'm trying to make here is that we were out of the house pretty much all weekend. We did a lot of eating out. We did a lot of shopping for summer things, a lot of spending, but it's not going to be reflected here because it came out of a separate budget. I can tell you that our sinking funds are pretty much completely wiped out, and we took some money out of savings. So we did a lot of spending, a lot of spending, but it's not going to look like it here. There's just a handful of transactions from our actual monthly budget. So just wanted to disclose that. May 21st through the 27th. We're just going to get started with the transactions that happened on the 21st. I'm actually going to zoom you guys in a little bit. Remind me to move the planner up and down so that I don't end up cutting off what I'm writing and you guys can't see it. All right, on the 21st, we had some subscription services charge. So we have all of them, it seems like. We do have a bundle of MGM Plus and AMC Plus. There's a show that I watch on this channel, and there's some things that my husband really likes. So that is categorized as auto pay. We lump all of our subscriptions and memberships and that sort of thing together into one line item called auto pay. There's also some little bills in there that are, you know, $10 here, $12 there. We just lump them all together into one line item in our monthly budget. But the amount we spent for this particular streaming service was $10.99. All right, and that was it for the 21st. Moving on to the 22nd, I placed an Old Navy order. I needed to get some summer clothes. I have lost about 30 to 35 pounds since, well, I started my weight loss journey back in September, but since last summer, I'm down 35 pounds, so none of my summer clothes fit, which is a good problem to have in terms of weight loss, but not so much for my bank account. So I did do some spending. This is the spending category. I didn't buy too much because I'm hoping to get even smaller, but I needed some summer stuff. So I spent $43.96 at Old Navy for some shorts. Also on the 22nd, I went to Taco Bell for lunch. So the category for this is eating out. And the amount that I spent was $19.71. And that was it on the 22nd. So real easy peasy. On the 23rd, my family and I went to KFC for dinner. So more eating out. And the amount we spent there was $58.05 for my family of 4. And I skipped a transaction. My husband also went to lunch this day. He grabbed Subway. we were pretty much out of groceries at our office, so rather than just making a lunch, he went to Subway. So that's also eating out. And the amount spent there was $22.47. I believe he also got Subway for my oldest son, who was in the office that day. All right. On the 24th, I placed an order with one of my favorite hair care brands, Way. They were having a Memorial Weekend sale. So this came out of spending. And the amount that I spent was $49.18. I also this day placed a big order on Supergoop for their sunscreen and stocked us up for the summer with all the different types of sunscreen we like to spend. I spent like $120 on sunscreen, but we are well stocked up for here and for at the camper. I did take that out of our like summer fun sinking fund. So that's not reflected here, but that was another purchase I made from our sinking funds. Okay, moving on. Also on the 24th, I placed an order at Kohl's for a couple of summer shirts, just to kind of round out my summer wardrobe. I shopped at Old Navy, Kohl's, and Walmart for my summer clothes. So I took this out of spending. It was $12.90. And then Walmart for summer clothes. Also spending $18. Alrighty. Also on the 24th, I did my grocery shopping for the week at Walmart. The amount that I spent here was $221.99. My pen is running out of ink, so let me grab another one here. And I'm lying, that's actually the 27th that we did that. So you can see like my transactions jumped from the 24th to the 27th. On the 25th and 26th, that's when we were at that soccer tournament, and that's where we used our sinking funds and savings for spending. So we hit up some food trucks. We took my son to Soccer World, where they sell like soccer equipment, and we got him some new shin guards and some soccer things. We also took my son Austin and two of his friends to IHOP to celebrate winning their morning game. We had like a long wait between the morning game and the afternoon game. So we took them to IHOP kind of in between. And that came out of our sinking funds. So yeah, we did do a lot of spending. It's just not reflected here. And then last but not least, on the 27th, we had my husband's motorcycle insurance come out. I'm just going to switch to this non-erasable pen. So I'm certain at this point I will make a huge mistake and have to scribble it out, because that's just how it goes. The category for that is auto pay, and the amount that I spent was $26.01. So yeah, not a lot on paper, but there was quite a bit outside of our budget from our sinking funds. None of that gets reflected here. So let's get some totals. Okay, so if we go ahead and add all of this up, I'm just going to grab this pink highlighter for auto pay and go down the list and add up everything for auto pay. So we had $10.99 plus $26.01. And I think that was everything for auto pay. So that was $37 for auto pay. And then for spending, I'll go ahead and grab a green highlighter. So we have $43.96 plus $12.90 plus 18 plus $49.18 for a total of $124.04 for spending. All right, and then we have this yellow color for eating out. Quite a few eating out transactions here. So we have $19.71 plus $58.05 plus $22.47 for a total of $100.23. And then last but not least, we have groceries. Just the one grocery transaction for $221.99. So that means that we spent a total of $483.26. And again, we spent more than that, but that's all that we spent out of this month's budget. So what I'm going to do now is pull this expense tracker right out, and I'm going to flip to my monthly budget worksheet, which is right here. And we are going to start figuring out how much we spent this week and how much we spent overall so we can close out this monthly budget. So I'm going to flip to this side so that we can do week 4 here. If you've never seen my 2-page hybrid budget worksheet, it is a 2-page worksheet bundle that allows me to write everything out at a glance. I love it. This is the May pattern. I'll be moving into June next week, and I do have my June worksheets here. They are available for channel members. Sorry about that. My camera battery died. I was saying if you would like to get your hands on these June budget worksheets, you can do so by either joining my channel membership. If you join at the budget bestie tier, you get access to all of the June worksheets. If you join at the budget buddy tier, you get access to the 2-page hybrid budget worksheet here, as well as the paycheck budget worksheet. So you can check out the links below, join my channel membership. Another distraction, my apologies. So if you don't want to join my channel membership and you'd rather just buy the worksheets on Etsy, you can do that. They are available at a little bit of a higher price tag. I will have my shop linked down below. You can just download them and print them as many times as you would like. And they are available on Etsy now as well. All right, so week 4, May 21st through the 27th. The categories that we track here in my weekly check-in are auto pay, grocery, and I just want to make sure that I'm putting them in the same order: eating out and spending. So essentially the same categories we have here. And all I'm going to do in this spent column is transfer the numbers. So in auto pay this week, we spent $37. In spending, we spent $124.04. For eating out, we spent $100.23. And for groceries, we spent $221.99. All right, so I can get rid of my expense tracker now. I'll just set that off to the side. And I'm going to open my planner here up so that I can take a look at my monthly budget here. And I'm going to zoom you guys out a bit too. So, as you can see here, we have a monthly budget for these variable categories, and I just track them week to week so that I can stay on track. But now that the week is ended and our month is over, I can go ahead and figure out whether we came in over or under budget in these categories. All of my bills and everything have already been entered in, so it's just these variable expenses left. And if you look here at the end of last week, this is what I had remaining in each of my budget categories. So I'm just going to take this remaining balance and subtract what we spent this week and get our remaining balance overall. And then I'll use that to fill in this monthly section. So for auto pay, at the end of last week, we had $110.98 remaining. The end of this week, or for this week, we spent $37, so that means we have $73.98 remaining, which means we came in under budget. There's technically still a few days left in May, and those are going to get lumped in with my June budget. I always just like to start out my monthly budget on a Tuesday. The first Tuesday in June doesn't happen until, let's see, doesn't happen until the 4th, and so I used my last paycheck in May to start my June budget. So there's going to be a few more things from May for this auto pay category. That's why we came in significantly under budget. But I should still be fine to cover it with my June budget, so this money can be used to cover any overages that we have in any of these other categories. Hopefully that made sense. So in groceries, we ended last week with $359.91 remaining. This week we spent $221.99, which means we came in under budget in groceries as well, which is a huge win for us because we tend to spend a crap ton of money on groceries. So we had $137.92 remaining in our grocery budget. For eating out, we had $43.36 remaining, and we spent more than that. So we are going to be over budget in our eating out by $56.87. And I want to write that in red. But I have to have a red pen that's not out of ink. The only problem with these erasable pens is that they run out of ink really, really quickly. I don't know if they dry up or if they run out, but either way, that takes care of that. And then for spending at the end of last week, we had $255.29 remaining and we spent $124.04. So we came in under budget there as well. We have $131.25 remaining. So now I can use these remaining balances to figure out how much we spent overall. So for auto pay, for example, we had $300 total in our monthly budget, and we still have $73.98 remaining. So that means we spent $226.02. Just doing a little bit of backwards math to figure that out. For groceries, we had $1,200 in our budget. We still have $137.92 remaining, which means we spent $1,062.08, which is awesome. For eating out, we started out with $300. We know we went over that, so rather than subtracting, I'm just going to add. So we spent the full $300 plus an additional $56.87, which means we spent $356.87. Okay. For spending, we had $500. We still have $131.25 remaining, so that means we spent $368.75. We did send $1,000 to sinking funds. That money is pretty much gone now. And the buffer I just use if we need it. So since we came in under budget in a lot of these categories, I think we're going to be under budget overall. Let's go ahead and add up our actual column and find out. So we spent a total of $5,328.91 provided I did that math accurately. I will go back and double check everything once I'm done filming here. But if everything is accurate, we did come in under budget this month by $601.09, which is amazing. So what am I going to do with that money? Well, I can tell you that we're probably going to put some of it back to savings from what we took out in this past week when we did our little shopping spree. Some of this is going to be used for my savings challenges next month to use to pay towards debt. And the rest I'll probably just roll over. So I'm really excited that we came in under budget, especially in this grocery category, because we have really struggled with buying way too many groceries. I've really tried to get it under control, and I feel like closer to $1,000 is way better than where we were. Like if we look back at January or February, in February we spent, well, I guess we didn't spend too much in groceries in February, $939.55. But in January, yeah, we spent $1,700 in January. So definitely happy to see that we are coming back down to a more reasonable number. I know that this is still a lot of money for a family of 4, especially when you account for the fact that we are also eating out a ton, but it's way better, and I really appreciate that. So now I know moving into June that I can maybe lower my grocery budget a little bit. We shall see. You guys will have to stay tuned for my June budget coming up real soon here on my channel. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, will you please give it a thumbs up? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'd love to have you come back. Check the links down below if you're interested in worksheets, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!